Logistics is another area where China and the U.S. frequently share information and help each other develop. During a logistics forum held in Shanghai this week, I interviewed Frederick Melsa, VP of International Intermodal at BNSF Railway. The American company owns some 70% of the railway in the U.S. and works closely with China's Ministry of Railways to exchange information on logistics development. During our discussion, he offered some suggestions on the construction of China's railway system. We know in the past China's railway construction was fully funded by the government, but now the government is searching for more channels of investment. So what opportunities does that bring to foreign players in the industry, you think?
I would anticipate that there's significant opportunity for foreign investment in the Chinese rail system. And in fact, with some of the recent reforms, the Chinese rail system is attracting great sums of money, as well as partners from all around the world in terms of locomotive technology, rail technology, the opportunities to operate in entire lines of the Chinese rail system to accommodate growth, especially as China works towards developing the interior and specifically its intermodal facilities. This is a fantastic concept and model. We believe in this model. It's been very successful in the United States, and we believe it's going to work in China as well.
How big do you foresee the Chinese market to be in terms of its railway systems?
Well, I would anticipate with China's continued double-digit growth in terms of its exports as well as its manufacturing capability, this market has tremendous potential. The logistics market in general in China as it develops has tremendous potential in the sums of billions of dollars.
When we talk about developing the railway system in China, we actually talk about two parts. One is the passenger traffic, and the other is containers and also goods transport. So it seems like for the time being, the Chinese government is more focused on the passenger side.
Well, historically, in our understanding, in fact, we've been told that the first priority is passenger traffic, but as China continues to develop its infrastructure in the interior, we believe that handling freight and cargo would become a higher priority. We believe that moving passengers will always be the number one priority, but handling freight and cargo and developing a true intermodal logistics system with rail as a base will be vital in the future.
Do you think railway, for the time being, and also even for the next 5 years or even longer, is still the best choice in China for handling freight? Compared to flights or ports, water systems, and also highways, expressways?
My belief would be that China would continue to develop its water system, which is a proven strategy, but China also has the ability to join now the waterways as well as developing the rail infrastructure. They've already done it in terms of developing what I would call the superhighways and the highway network for trucking. So China will have the unique advantage in the world to have the most advanced along the waterway system through its port infrastructure and so forth, an opportunity to develop a more advanced rail system, especially as it moves into the interior, and then supported by an advanced highway system. So a combination of all three of those strategies will come together in the development of this logistics market. It creates huge and tremendous potential, we believe.
Now, when talking about developing our railway system, the Chinese government is actually thinking about or considering three issues. One is to increase the speed of existing trains and also build infrastructure to get ready for these new high-speed trains. And second is to build new tracks in some of the interior areas of China, for example, the western regions. And third is to weave all the tracks in China into a nationwide network. So if you're asked to prioritize these three issues, or three things that need to be done, what would you say?
First and foremost, I would prioritize around the development of the intermodal network or development of the interior, linking the interior with the coastal cities in terms of a more advanced intermodal network. And then second, I would focus on train speed and the development of a more productive and efficient train network.
How do you justify your ranking?
I rank it based on our own development and our history with developing our network. We focus on driving density, high amounts of volumes over a simplified core set of rail routes, and we see China developing in a similar model. We've also been very successful with developing this logistics park concept. These are rail facilities, large rail facilities, anchored with distribution, intermodal distribution, as well as manufacturing around it. These act as magnets. In our case, magnets to pull growth and accommodate growth in shipments from China, and also push shipments, for instance, export cargoes to China. And we certainly see the same abilities here and capabilities in China. In fact, in many ways, much more advanced.
At this moment, what would you say is the role of foreign players in helping China developing its railway systems?
Foreign players can help by direct investment as well as liaison, sharing information, operations, technology, best practices. Also learning from China. We had an opportunity through the Ministry of Railways last year, wherein the Ministry of Railways hosted BNSF on a train trip, BNSF Railway, from Shanghai to Nanjing. There we had an opportunity to tour a large switching facility, wagon switching facility. We had an opportunity to see China's technology and operating practices. From that trip, we were able to take those best practices and bring them back to the United States.
China plans to complete 100,000 kilometers of railway by 2020, requiring an estimated 2 trillion RMB.